It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. How about new? How about new? How about new? How about new? Hate it. Hate it.
Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. I had to silence all that. Hold on one second. What's going on, everybody? We have some major audio problems.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's so...
It's
There
a
we
work
go.
thing, apparently.
Hold on one second. I think I might have figured it out.
Hate it.
Yep, I found it. I found the problem.
Yay.
So I have the stream pulled up in all three places where we're live.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them still had audio open, like active volume.
That'll
Oh.
do it.
So let me go back now, although now Rob's going to have to edit this.
For YouTube.
So I'm going to switch to the intro and then we'll come back to the show. All right.
Hey, wait a minute, what the hell?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
And there we go. Now we are all better.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yay.
Oh God. It's always in that one spot that you skipped over looking where you find your audio problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the way it has to be.
It's a constant, bud.
So welcome everybody to our rebranded show, Beans and Beards.
Yeah.
Because it's Sunday morning coffee talk.
Yes.
Oh
We
man.
wake up for
It's not a
gaming
bad
news.
So the 4 stories that we're going to go over this morning are: we have a brief summary from the live letter number 78 for Final Fantasy 14. Live letters, as you know, if you don't know, they are all your update news for the MMO Final Fantasy 14, which we are all 3 of us are fans of. Rob, not so much as he used to be since they got rid of his stance dancing.
Oh my god.
We have Respawn. Respawn is more worried about making sure that they push their buggy game on all platforms instead of fixing the bugs.
All of them.
We have Xbox and
Give it
Discord full integration.
Native.
If I recall correctly, you're now able to stream straight from there. There's like full streamer integration with your Discord and Xbox. And
full native video or whatever. So
yeah, and then full Mando season 4 might not be coming the way that we're used to. We're gonna get into that.
From
So-
the small screen to the silver.
Yeah. So to start us off, we're gonna go top left corner. If you look at the screen, Steve, what have you been up to this week?
I've been doing my
haven't
7
been
remake
much of mine.
streams. Doing my 7 remake streams, which I'm addicted at this point, so I want to do more.
Nice.
Every day it's a stream. Every day. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, I know how that story ends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, boy.
Well,
Hey,
Rob, Steve already has his suspects about what those ghosts are.
oh yeah.
It's just a theory. A Steve theory, but
Ooh, I forgot about that channel.
they're right.
That's just a game theory.
That 7 remake and just I've been taking care of my daughter.
Nice.
So
Nice.
she's
Awesome.
doing the things. I'm happy.
Cool.
Nice.
Rob,
Oh yeah.
what have you been up
So-
to?
Last Sunday, after the show,
Mm-hmm.
watched Transformers.
What did you think?
I loved it. I thought it was great. Best one to date.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah, like it clearly had its Michael Bay action, but it seems like Spielberg stepped in and was like, "Bro, we need to."
Great storyline.
Yeah.
The twist at the end,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
Oh,
it
yeah.
gave me goosebumps.
Tied it all together. Steve doesn't know what we're talking about.
Well, and the thing like that was that they did that in the comics in the 80s.
Right?
Well, 90s. So like I'm excited for that. Like, yes, give me that. And like so I don't want to ruin anything because Steve hasn't seen it yet.
Hate you guys.
Great movie. I really liked it.
Hate you guys.
I worked a lot this week. But then there was another
Don't
night
hate you.
that I binged because I hadn't watched it yet, all of Hawkeye.
So that wasn't bad.
That's what I
That's
thought
on my
too.
list.
I probably would have had a better clear full picture had I watched the whole thing instead of like got halfway through it and then waited 6 months to watch the other half.
Well, yeah.
That's fair. Like I said, I mean, I did it all in one day.
Yeah.
That twist at the end of it. Can we talk spoilers? I mean,
You're talking about Hawkeye?
yeah,
Yeah, fucking go for it.
motherfucking Kingpin.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And he was Kingpin in Daredevil too.
Oh, Duffer. Oh, dude, that's one of my. He is the Kingpin. I love that
Yeah.
actor, especially when it comes to the Daredevil show from Netflix. Oh yeah, dude,
I mean,
he did it really well.
it was really well done, I thought. And this continues my theory of Spider-Verse stuff. Like, bring it all in.
Well,
Bring it all
I mean, of
together.
course. Well, here's the thing. We have 2 Spider-Men now
Mm-hmm.
through all of this. We have 2 Spider-Men, so they can bring in any and all characters that they want.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of Spider-Man, allegedly, there's talks for Amazing Spider-Man 3
Yeah, I seen that.
and a Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4.
So yeah, there
For the
there
Maguire.
is I mean, people have done posters that I don't know if they're true. I mean, I take it like a grain of salt.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4 and Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Which I'm all for it because Andrew Garfield definitely got shafted, so it would be good to see him.
I mean, here's the thing. Also, Marvel, Disney's kind of dropping the ball with Marvel. Their popularity's on a decline
No, but what do you expect?
with all the Marvel stuff. You know what I mean?
What do you
Well,
expect?
It's not just that, and I don't know. I think we might have talked about it a little bit on one of the previous shows, but James Gunn,
Mm-hmm.
he came out and he said that, you know, it's not that people have like superhero fatigue. It's that there's all these stories being told that are just so unrelatable.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Fair.
you come up and there's just these big superpowers, and they just mess stuff up. Like you know, they're super, they're strong. You don't relate to them. With the
Exactly.
Spider-Man movies, like he's still a kid and he's still struggling with like his friends, and he's still struggling with this and that, and there's story building there.
Yeah. Not
That's
just
just-
OP as shit.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's also the same thing like with James Gunn and the Guardians. Like, well, yes, they're super powered. There's still a progressive story. Like
Yeah.
there's still character development.
Yeah.
And in
Oh.
the most Marvel cinematic, they're who they are, and there's just threats that they're taking out. There's no real story building.
I mean, yeah.
So I feel like people are just getting burned out on that, honestly, and people are getting burned out on series. Like
Mhm.
you look at the 3 biggest movies of the year so far. Super Mario Brothers. There
It's a
hasn't
good movie. It's on Peacock if you ever want to watch it. It's a pretty good movie. I watched it in the theaters, but it's still lots of replay value.
right, which I don't consider a remake or a reboot because it's 25 years old from the last one and it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they started out as a struggling small business before finding these magical pipes that sucked them into the world.
Yeah. And then you have Barbie, which again, that's a screwed up movie, but it did so well because it's something new, it's something fresh.
Which we need. in
Well, I
today's-
mean, other than is there a cat?
Yes.
I thought I watched the tail just go across your screen.
It's gonna come back the other way. Don't worry.
So Barbie movies, Rob, you know, having daughters, it was like Mattel had their own inside studio where they made these like low budget Barbie movies, like straight to DVD Barbie movies.
Yeah.
And then we had, I think the more popular version of Barbie in a movie is the Toy Story movies.
Right.
And that was it. There was
So,
no live action. There was no deeper story. Although from what I hear, the new Barbie movie story isn't really all that deep anyways.
What do you expect? The
Well,
Barbie movie.
not to get into the whole thing, but it's like, oh, it's anti-woke. It's totally woke. It's pure third
Why
wave
does everything have to
feminism.
be woke, anti-woke? Just fucking enjoy your movie. Like, I get we have to relate to things. I
It's
don't know about you,
Steve. It's a narrative that gets pushed during the storyline that pushes it that way.
Yeah.
See, I'm alright for subtle references. I'm alright with subtle things, but not when it's flat out like in your face. Like, I know there people they have to have their motives and shit, but like just keep that shit more unconscious, like in the
So,
past.
like,
Yeah.
I was talking with a buddy that him and his girlfriend went and seen it because his girlfriend went and seen it and he wanted to see Oppenheimer, and
I do.
that's the other big movie that I was going to talk about was Oppenheimer because, again, original IP, fresh story, hasn't really been told in that sense. That's why
Well,
Yeah, I like old stories, like old like I can't quite call it military history, but things that do with shit like Oppenheimer and all that, and the
right.
Manhattan Project, all that shit. I like it. I like history like that.
But those three movies are like the biggest movies of the year so far. And in my opinion, it's because they're not series. It's because they're fresh. It's different.
Well, everything's
Uh,
a series nowadays, so I get it. Definitely get it.
you know, it's something new. Like people want fresh. They're tired of the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, literally, I just seen what Saw 5 or Saw 10 is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Scream 7 is in the
Beating
works.
beating dead horse.
yeah. Oh man.
But the Barbie movie, like, so like all the stuff happens and like Barbie wants to become a real girl. So at the end of the movie, she goes and she gets a surgery done to be a woman.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Why does this need to be into a movie that's rated PG-13?
So it's Pinocchio. Got it.
Yeah, I mean that's legitimate what it is. And then like, so in the Barbie world, everything's run by females. In the
Yeah.
real world, everything is run by men, and it pushes it like men are sexist and men, you know, don't know how to do stuff and they don't run it right and this and that. And it's just like, from what you've
Yeah.
seen, I mean, I haven't seen it myself, so
Yeah. From what I've heard from several people, watched from several people on YouTube, men are incompetent idiots in Barbie's world. In the real world, we're all just sexist pigs who gawk and oogle and sexually assault women on a daily basis. Like it's just common practice. And ultimately the message is women are not meant to feel safe or have any real value unless they rule everything.
yep.
So that's why, like, I'm plus my daughter's reached the age where she has no interest in Barbie stuff anyways. So I don't
So, anyways,
care. It's not going to get my money.
hey, Bren.
Hmm.
What have you been up to, bud?
I've been up to a good bit. This week I have added half my sound bar to the channel points.
You got that my request.
No, I haven't actually like sat down and made more buttons yet.
Just fucking with you, buddy. I get it.
I bought a bunch of games to put up for sale on eBay, you know, dip our toes into the game resale market. Got to find a way to make money somehow.
Gaming.
Huh?
Bearded Bros Gaming.
I like it. Well, I mean, not all of us can just sit on a stream for 8 hours a day and beg for money.
Right.
Yeah, that was one thing I didn't bring up last week. We did watch Transformers as well. Or maybe I did
You
bring it
talked
up.
about it.
Okay.
You did.
But last night, going into what you were talking about with James Gunn, dude, last night we watched Guardians 3.
Is that the first time
Oh
you've seen it?
yes.
Huh?
Is that the first time you've seen it?
Yeah.
I also did watch it too, Brendan. So I meant to say that, but yeah, I think I told you about it.
I seen it
It
in
was on-
theaters months ago. It was good.
I
liked
just, yeah, like I'm in no big hype to see comic book movies that much anymore.
Fair.
Well, I mean,
Same.
with the way Disney has run the whole MCU,
Yeah, I was agreeing with you, buddy.
DC is now rebooting their entire DCEU movie line with James Gunn now heading all that. Snyder's gone. His whole movie universe is gone. That ended with the Flash movie.
What an embarrassment. Anyway,
Well, that is, like, we have different Batmen,
Batfolk.
we had Robert Pattinson's Batman. That was what, last year.
Wasn't bad actually.
No,
It really
I
wasn't.
liked it. It was a good. It was
Fresh take.
it was an origin story, is what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but like Spider-Man, it's an origin story that we've seen about 20 times already.
Hey, they actually didn't do that with the Tom Holland verse. So I mean, they're starting
Well,
making
'cause
progress
there-
now with not
there is no-
rebooting it every.
Because there's no Uncle Ben.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying they kind of took note.
Or
but,
Ant-Man
touche. At least that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, like I still haven't seen the Ant-Man movie, the Quantum Realm, Quantum Mania.
Still on my list.
I haven't watched that. I haven't watched She-Hulk. I haven't watched half of the Marvel stuff on Disney Plus.
So
Secret
She-Hulk
Wars I haven't
was-
watched.
A Secret Invasion.
Yeah, Secret Invasion, sorry.
There's a huge
That-
plot twist in that.
It is, but I don't like when they retcon shit. No, it's not really a retcon, but that the twist was cool, but also I'm gonna say it was forced. They could have done it better.
Yeah.
Or set it up more or something.
So,
I
It's
don't know,
good,
I liked
though.
it. I liked it.
gaming
Rhodey was
wise,
a dick.
huh?
Yes.
Talking about Secret Invasion.
Oh, yeah. Like I haven't. I'm not like rushing to go watch that either. Playing, I did my God of War stream. I tested out that Naraka game,
Mm-hmm.
which it's Apex. It's melee combat Apex. You can do solo, duo, trio. You drop into a map. You start with nothing. You ransack these piles looking for armor, healing items, and weapons. And you battle it out. Now, what they do is a little bit better than Apex. When you're low level, they sprinkle in bots to give you a chance to learn the game, learn the controls, because there's normal attacks, counter attacks, and then charged attacks. It's normal is white, charged is blue, and counter is red. Now it's a circle. It's a circle.
Right?
It's a circle.
It's the circle of life.
So it's like
Good job.
red beats blue, blue beats white, white beats red.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I was gonna say, rock,
Yeah,
paper,
it's
scissors
it's
with
a
colors.
it's a rock paper scissor thing. And so you have that chance to learn that whole combat system without being completely dominated by someone who plays the game all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas fucking Apex, which is why I don't play it anymore, it's so fucking sweaty. You got You got guys doing 1.5-mile snipes with a fucking assault rifle because they play the game so much, they have their accuracy that fucking dead point.
That's a little OP. That's a little ridiculous.
Well, the other problem with that too, honestly, is like whenever, and this is to me my opinion for cross-platform shooters like this. With a mouse, you have your DPI set so like high or low, like wherever you're comfortable at
Mm-hmm.
on your mouse, and then you go in and you fine tweak it even further with sensitivity settings in the game that you pull it up and you have it set to exactly how you want it to be.
Yeah.
Which is way more customizable than the assist that you get on console.
Yeah, I mean, you can fine tune your sensitivity for the thumbstick too, but you only have so much control.
Right, but that's what I mean. Like this compared to this, like you just have so much more control with a mouse than you do.
Yeah. I mean, you can all. There are high ranked players that do play console, but I get what you're saying, Rob.
Reminds me of the argument.
So,
between
like, the
PC
problem
players.
is, Steve, the last Apex match I did, it's a smaller arena, but there's a tower in the top center of if you're looking at the map, it's the top center, I believe. Somewhere center, top center. That you control that tower. But once your whole team is up there, you can strategically set up traps and stuff.
Yeah.
But what they do is they sit on that tower with assault rifles and you can pick off anybody on the map. It is
Back in my Counter-Strike days, people just sit there fucking camping.
it's I
pretty
don't
much.
listen, I don't have the time to sit there to build the skill to match with them. I don't have that kind of time.
Why would you? You have a life. I mean, I'm not being salty because I have no hat in this ring, but you got other shit to do than just sit there for 8 to 12 hours fucking off.
And I mean, there are streamers that, like, a lot of the streamers I see, they do 4-day-a-week Apex streams.
Right.
Between 3 and 6 hours each stream. I don't know.
And again,
I'm not that
down
kind of
your
person.
skill, but
Yeah.
also, if I had 8 to 9 hours or this and that, like anybody can. But like, I get it. And nobody got time for that.
Right.
As someone who works in a field where you think that more time means more skill, I can tell you, I work with guys that have been doing it for decades and they still ain't worth the shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get time equals skill, but you got to have number one, the dedication to want to be better. Because you could do something repeatedly on the same bullshit level and never grow. And that's the problem with people. They don't want to grow.
Yeah. Like, I did it. It's not for me. Time to move on. What else have I been up to? Oh, Rob, I don't know if you saw this. Hold on.
I'm on a delay, so.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Diablo.
Oh yeah. I thought you showed that last
Did I?
week.
No, I don't think you did.
No,
Because you were talking about the USB stick that she had to see if she still had it or not.
No. So the game disc for Reaper of Souls is lost. And the mouse pad. So I got to find those individually to make it a complete set.
That's fair.
Sweet.
Yeah. Playing. I made more progress with Final Fantasy 16. I've been playing a little bit more Fire Emblem Warriors. Made a little progress with that, which I'm a little happy. I got my daughter into playing Fire Emblem Warriors too.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I want more. Oh no, I can't do that. Because after God of War, I'm rolling straight into Baldur's Gate.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Oh.
So,
D&D 2E.
yep. D and
Well,
so Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Rob. I think you said they're 3E.
I thought they were 2E, 2.5 EA advanced.
We'll have to look into that. But that's what I've been up to. A couple movies with the family, games. I want more time to play my JRPGs. I got a bunch of those.
Listen, to understand Baldur's Gate 1, you have to understand THACO. Once you do that, you'll be set.
Okay. I'm going to read into that. I'm pretty sure it's an armor system.
It is.
Yeah. From what I briefly read about it, but I'm going to have to make sense of this. You guys are going to have so much fun making fun of me with that.
It's going to be like that scene, that meme with that girl where she's just like looking and there's just like equations being thrown at her.
Yeah.
Or the song,
Yeah.
the John C. Reilly one.
The scene from The Hangover where he's at the casino doing math in his head.
Oh, man. Oh, Steve, I got to ask you before we go on to the next show. Okay.
Okay.
On to the next. That was a Dr. Dre song. And Snoop Dogg.
Nice. What game are you doing after
Well,
7 remake?
Did
that's a
Integrate?
very good question, sir.
Integrate, that's the continuation with the Yuffie, right?
Yeah.
Did that come to PS4 or was that still PS5 only?
I think it's just PS5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Integrate's still just PS5.
Well, I can look through my catalog of games that I have to, like my backlog, as you call them, and I can just bounce some ideas around and see what interests me next. I want to avoid the Drake's Fortune debacle.
Yeah.
But I'll look into it. I'm obsessing about 7 as much as I don't, because I say every stream, like I'm not a purist, but also that was my first FF really, so of course it's all dear to us out in the heart. So, but I'm slowly getting the new combat, so I'm really getting more addicted to it. So I'm not even thinking past it right now. I'll take a look at my catalog and then I'll start bouncing ideas with Yins too and the group, and then go from there.
Yeah.
And then if I select a few, I'll put it on Facebook, on the Warp Point Facebook, and do like a little mini poll, I guess, like you do, sort of.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So rolling over here. All right. Our first story here, we have the live letter summary for patch 6.5, which isn't due until, I believe, October.
Yeah.
October.
Sometime October.
So, actually, come right down here. We're going to go past this video. Where is it? I just had it. Where'd it go? So we have patch 6.5 will arrive mid-January of 2024. I know it's kind of hard to see because of the dark background of whatever this game ad is.
6.5 is October and 5.5 is what, January, right?
No, it's saying 6.5 will arrive mid-January. Unless this website has it a little wrong.
So I went to Console Games Wiki. I said I went to ffxiv.consolegameswiki. Yeah. So 6.5 is October, then 5.5 will be January, because it's usually a few months apart.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, 6.5 is October and then they're going back to 5.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.55, which will be the
Oh,
wrap up
oh,
of
no,
the
no.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have, I want to say summer of 2024. It just says summer of 2024 is when we're getting 7.0.
I'm saying
Dawn Trail.
mid-July.
Yeah, usually it's early, mid July is when an expansion drops. I
mean, 'cause
just,
it's not COVID anymore. So.
listen, they have to get this server stuff fixed. Okay.
It wasn't that bad.
Because
6.x.
they do this if you pre-order the expansion, which the whole player base does. Everybody ends up with a 4-day early trial, and nobody can do anything except hunt on the map that they were able to get to,
So
because all the instances are locked up behind server traffic.
and that is why they give you 3 instances per area. Which I mean, like I said, 6.x. Given everything, it was rocky, but because they had an unexpected influx. But I have faith.
Yeah.
Probably.
So,
But hey,
but we do have a lot of things coming. Following the inclusion of Stormblood in the game's free trial, duty support is now available in the patch quest of Stormblood. This includes the drowned city of Scala, the Burn, and the Grimlet Dark. So they're drop feeding people that are on a free trial, giving them, a couple things here. There was discussion about island sanctuaries, which, Rob, I know you haven't played the game in so long, but Island Sanctuary is basically Animal Crossing built into 14.
which is
Nice.
funny.
Nice.
They made it for people to chillax, but people literally sit there min-maxing. I've seen spreadsheets. I've seen the whole Discord servers, and I'm like,
Listen,
all
bro,
right.
listen, in an MMO, doesn't matter what they add in, you're going to find that group of people that are min-maxing everything.
But it's funny because all it is make better currency that you can't use outside of the sanctuary. It's just funny as hell, but I'm all about it.
Yeah. But in Island Sanctuary, they have new ranks and visions coming, new gathering areas, new materials, craftables, crops, animals, isle work, handicrafts, structures, and something I haven't unlocked it yet because I barely played around in the Island Sanctuary. Felicious favors, something like that. I don't know. It says players can deliver requested handicrafts to receive special tokens, and these tokens are tradable for exclusive rewards.
So more crafting inside the thing you have to craft and gather.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
But
exclusive rewards meaning only for that.
Clam.
Yeah, only for on that island. Yoshi also noted that people have been not begging, but requesting an increase in pasture size, but they are not sure how they're going to exactly implement that. They'll find a way. They always do, even if it takes a little bit.
In the words of the great Yoshi P, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. But they also noted various other things, other changes and things that are coming to the launch of patch 6.5, which is new custom deliveries, which we always get on off number patches. Consecutive ethereal reduction. I'm not entirely sure what he means by that. I didn't get to watch the live letter. There's a fish guide clarity update. Newly caught fish will have a green dot. Players can now store optional items, which is stuff bought from the online Mog Station.
Which is nice. Nice little quality of life.
Yeah. For them people that have spent a couple $100 on glamour items. Those could be stored in an armoire. Item level restrictions for Duty Roulette, Alliance Raid will receive a change. And he clarified that with players can no longer do the unequipped technique to forcibly get Crystal Tower.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Steve, explain that.
So, basically you cheese it by unequipped, so you have to meet the minimum eye level. People were sitting there making it so they wouldn't get anything other than low end alliance raids.
Hmm.
So they don't want to. They don't want to, because I mean, Duty Finder's been shitty lately. I get that, but essentially you unequip some gear pieces so you don't meet the minimum requirements. That way you won't get anything higher than Crystal Tower or something to that effect. So if you don't want to do high, like newer content,
So they
you
just
pick
want
up
to.
items.
They just want their quick tombstones. Get in there, get it done, and get out.
Essentially, which I
Which
don't.
I get. No, I get it because, well, that means new players that are still coming through the game, they're being held back by not being able to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, a good bit of the player base was always like that.
But I mean, up through Stormblood, you now have the duty support that you can.
Well, not
Just
in an alliance
use-
raid yet.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because-
I get that, but you're not really being new players aren't being locked behind anything. Like they can still get through most of it.
But they made so they made the Crystal Tower raids actually part of something instead of optional, and then I think the later ones, Stormblood ones, you had to have as well. For they've been incorporated, so you actually have to do it. It's not optional anymore, so that's probably why they're upset about people doing the eye level cheese. Because there's X and X's and getting into like a Stormblood raid or something. Theoretically, the players who are new can't progress, and duty finders take what, if it's really bad, 25, 30 minutes.
I just came across a picture of me waiting to get into I think it was Garuda,
Oh damn.
Yeah.
and this was fresh. Like this wasn't like me trying to do old content, trying to get into Garuda, and it was a Wednesday morning, and I was there for 2.5 hours waiting to get in.
Yeah.
Some weird times in duty finder, bud. DPS is good. Almost, I've got insta pops as DPS is more than I've done on tank or healer. It's wild times.
And that was me as a healer. Like,
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
trust me.
that was the time when we were treated like royalty. DPS were waiting 2 hours for things to pop. Tanks and healers were going in like, all right, let's get this done so I can get out of here.
Well, that's one of the perks of being a fucking loser, omni everything. I have options.
So, but lastly, the thing that they also announced was the crossover with Fall Guys. Now, specifically, they announced the 14 side of the collaboration. Basically, the Gold Saucer will have an update that allows players to play in stages inspired by the game Fall Guys.
What's up with
I
the
played
blitzball?
Fall Guys 2 or 3 times. I don't care. I don't spend much time in the Gold Saucer anyway. So, Gold Saucer, I know a lot of people do it because there's some exclusive glamour stuff in there and whatnot.
Triple Triad,
So,
Mahjong.
I'm obviously like I'm gonna keep checking periodically to see what other news we get and stuff to talk about, and hopefully,
Well, there's tons to unpack So
yeah. Like I'm still waiting for the official 14 like live letter summary on the lodestone. So we'll just have to stay tuned and wait to find out about that. All right, I stopped that recording.
did you see the high end artwork?
Hmm.
Did you see the high end artwork?
No, you know what? Square Enix has gotten so ridiculous on their pricing on some things. Rob,
Yeah.
you are so washed out. I can barely see the side of your face.
Yeah, I know, but this is the best I got. So
Okay. Well, I'm not saying you got to adjust anything. I guess you have a wide open window right next to you.
I do, unfortunately.
So, no, it's not unfortunately, but hey, Steve, can you drop your volume down 1 or 2 levels? It's just when you talk, I can hear a crackling.
nope, I would never. No, I turned it down.
Okay.
Is that a little better?
Yeah, it's a little better. Oh no. I got a beard, but I'm out of beans.
Oh no.
I'm not yelling up to my wife because she's in a bad mood.
No, Brendan, I can't message your wife this time. It's only on Tuesdays. I have to message your wife to be your secretary. So every time Brendan's like playing, she's like, "Steve, do me a favor." I'm like, "I already know where this is going."
Yeah.
Funny.
So
But yeah, Mia's on her way, and then Mia shows up 2 seconds prior. I'm like, "Yep, I foretold this."
nice. All right. So, Steve, you've done Fallen Order, and then you watched me do Survivor. Rob, you've played Fallen Order, right?
Yep,
Did you finish it?
I did.
Okay. But you know nothing about Survivor.
I haven't touched Survivor at all.
Okay. So, but apparently Respawn is focusing on pushing their game on. Are we saying that Series X and PS5 are current gen now?
Yes.
And PS4 is previous gen?
Yes.
Well, apparently they're pushing Survivor to that now. Instead of fixing
Yep,
all
sure.
the obvious bugs that has caused my game to freeze on a loading screen. It crashed one other time. All kinds of other little various bugs. Like there's a lot of
I remember.
frame hitching, massive drops in, like, visually you can see drops in frame rate.
So before we get into this, I want to say one thing. It's a trap.
Wow.
It's a trap.
Respawn's a trap.
What?
mean-
Okay, so you remember
I
seeing
mean, it's
my
Star Wars, and Star Wars has a history with EA, and EA is a trap. So I mean, I don't know, just saying.
like it was bad enough on my playthrough, which it still wasn't bad, but um Fallen Order was just so goddamn buggy, glitchy. I saw on Brendan's streams for Survivor. It's gonna be totally terrible on PS4.
Uh,
I'm not calling it now. I predicted it. When it comes out on older consoles, you'll remember me saying I predicted it.
yeah.
Clip it.
So.
Clip it now. We got it.
But during its
Word for
last
word.
earnings briefing, EA revealed that Respawn is currently focusing on porting Jedi Survivor to old gen consoles instead of improving its performance and optimization on current gen. This basically confirms what we all originally thought: Star Wars Survivor was always a cross-gen game and not a title that could take advantage of current gen platforms.
Okay. I just have to say something real quick while I'm reading through this article.
Okay.
This writer missed the mark. They had a perfect opportunity for Star Wars related.
And you know what? I just realized.
You haven't been recording this whole time?
No, it's recording, but I have to stop because you guys have no volume. Audio output capture. That's my mic.
So does that mean that we haven't had any volume for like the last story at all?
That's what I'm going to say there too.
Uh-oh.
This whole thing's been a mess. Wait a minute. Yeah. Audio out. You guys are on audio output capture.
No. Oh, well, I hope so.
Go ahead, talk.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Yeah. Now you're. I don't get it.
So you made changes because I mean on the stream we were good.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna mute mine and your. the Drowned City of Scala, the Burn, and the Grimlet Dark.
Like,
Listen,
all right, all for it.
but
Exclusive reward.
optional items, which is stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a good bit of the player base was always like that.
But I mean, up through Stormblood, you now have the duty support that you can.
Well, not in
Just
an alliance
use-
raid yet.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because-
I get that, but you're not really being new players aren't being locked behind anything. Like they can still get through. Well, yeah, I mean, I
Because-
get.
Apparently, Respawn is focusing.
Mhm.
It
It's a
Wow.
trap.
Respawn's a trap.
What?
mean-
Okay, so you remember
I
seeing
mean,
my
it's Star Wars and Star.
Yeah, I have to.
You
Yeah.
get nothing.
Oh my god. Well, no, like when you guys were just talking, it was not showing that you had anything on OBS. Like when you were talking, there was nothing coming through.
Nah.
There was nothing on the audio mixer showing that your audio was coming through
Yeah, that seems about right for OBS.
in OBS.
Emphasis on the BS.
But your volume was a little low, so I had to turn it up.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, well, way to go to me for messing this up. So, we'll
Nah,
have-
it's all good. I'm just
Sorry,
gonna have
Rob.
All kinds of editing.
Yeah, I just made your job a lot harder. So, I'm just going to roll back into this so Rob can try to make something out of it.
Well, hold on. What are you recording? Well, I mean,
No, I stopped the recording because I didn't think your audio was coming through.
well, then let's just start fresh.
All right, let me go back up here to the top of the story.
You want me to take this story?
Yeah, if you want to talk about it.
All right.
So, all right, Rob, you have the con.
So, Respawn went the way of the dark side. And by dark side, I mean EA. They are pushing to milk this bantha for all that it's worth
Oh, talk Star Wars to me, bud.
and just, pull the bantha money out of nowhere. So during its latest brief, Electronic Arts, go figure, EA, revealed that Respawn is currently focused on porting Jedi Survivor
That's a
to
trap.
old gen consoles.
Trap.
Instead of fixing current gen, they're just milking this bantha. At this point, it's hard to not see the blatant lie whenever they're saying that they're coming to fix this thing. So in an article, they said, bottom line, we learned quickly that we could take advantage of the faster processors, faster memory, better loading times, etc., to create larger maps with more detailed, greater density, broader NPC enemy variety, and overall fidelity. We didn't want to break what we did in the first game because it was well received, but we wanted to evolve and enhance that experience. This new generation of consoles allowed us to do exactly that, and I believe it translates to a true new gen experience in the Star Wars universe.
Well, I think it's funny, dude, that I can tell as someone who streamed Survivor, those stats kind of pop up when you're setting up your stream and everything. Between Kick and Twitch, there were less than 100 viewers combined on a game that new.
Wow.
But
Wow.
my thing was, I was already committed to streaming the game. There's no changing it.
Right.
And it's, Steve did Fallen Order. I'm going to do Survivor. We're going to see this through. But it's funny that the game crashes on PC, Rob.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it even on something higher, even on the higher end PCs, something that can handle ray tracing, the game crashes on Jetta. But a modder was able to go in and fix it. But EA has yet to address the issue themselves and fix it on a code level inside the game to distribute to everyone. That to me, when you show that level of disrespect to your player base, people who have bought your game knowing full well that, like we've discussed, Rob, you're losing ownership to that game. You don't own that game. You've paid $70 to essentially borrow that game, something that they can reclaim at any time if they feel like it.
Well,
Which is bullshit.
and here's my big thing on this as well. We've already had and seen CD Projekt Red do this basically same exact thing.
Yeah.
And look at how well that went over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. It got so bad that Sony had to step in and go, I guess we're gonna have to start doing all these refunds.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yep.
Cyberpunk was so much worse. Like the game would crash just aiming down the sights. NPCs walking around the map, once they were off screen, you could turn back around and it would be a different NPC.
I thought that was kind of cool actually, but
it is funny, yeah. But this thing with EA and how bad this game is doing, fuck them. Steve, I know there was hints at there being a third one. If it stays like this, I'm not buying it, and I won't be streaming it.
I 100% agree.
I know that doesn't really account for much, considering I have no audience. I don't have much of a platform.
I think during my playthrough, I got maybe 1 or 2 people, but I get it. I get it.
I just mean, like, when you look at other boycotts on games, yeah, that's. I mean, a modder went in and fixed it. You mean to tell me EA, the size of EA, they couldn't like hire that guy? Be like, hey.
Well, that pisses. Yeah, you think they would? Because I know, like, if they obviously either they just EA is just too used to getting away with half-assed.
Or
they know people will buy it.
You know, a lot of these modders put that fixing stuff up on websites like Nexus Mod. You mean to tell me they couldn't bother with going in on a website like that and just taking it?
They could have. But they're that's what's wrong with a lot of the gaming industry nowadays, especially big wigs like EA and I think that's like the biggest for like decades now.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I have to look into this a little bit more, because like this writer was like, the last performance patch that Respawn released for Star Wars was in May. After that, the company has
It was more recent than that, I thought.
The company has been simply fixing bugs and glitches without providing any additional optimization tweaks.
And it doesn't support DLSS 2, which.
But I'm just saying, like, that, I don't know. To me, that's like, if they're fixing bugs and glitches, isn't that kind of trying to work on performance issues? You have to fix the bugs and glitches before you can fix the performance issues. I don't know. I'd have to do a little bit more research into it.
Here's the thing. They keep it vague like Sony does. This update improves system performance. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know some of the more bigger bugs are like, hey, this patch fixes this bug or it fixes this glitch. But smaller things, like a majority of it, we don't see. We don't see what it fixes. So,
yeah.
Well, they don't explain what it fixes. So.
Well, they'll never.
But Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to keep our eyes and ears open, see what happens. Like I said, if there's hints at a third one to this, get a third Jedi Survivor or a story for Cal Kestis, and we'll just have to eyes and ears open. Hopefully, EA addresses this more. Like I said, it's a game that just came out and it has no viewers across Kick or Twitch.
Do you think Disney will step in?
I don't think.
I don't.
And
Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm saying that is because there's been rumors and everything else that Kyle is going to show up in Obi-Wan.
So, yeah, Steve's brought that up because one of the groups that Cal works with, as far as like sneaking people, getting people off of planets and stuff,
The
It's
hidden
a-
path.
it's a group that's also brought up in Obi-Wan.
Right.
So,
And they're set right around the same time. So, I mean, it's definitely, crossover is definitely possible.
Which that technically makes, well, Cal's canon, so that'll definitely make it more canon, which hopefully,
well, I mean, Cal's technically not canon. I mean, the group is, but they could keep Cal in the shadows. They could
Well-
keep him in the shadows and never bring him over.
no, I believe I'll look into it after the stream, since I usually sit there just randomly looking at bullshit articles because I have no life, but I get a lot of new shit, like game stuff, movie stuff, nerd shit, so I'll take a
Yeah.
look.
Awesome. All right, stop that recording.
I got no life.
All righty, we have.
Do we want to switch this around just a minute and do Mando? Just keep on Star Wars,
Yeah, sure.
just so it flows better.
No, I got you, man. All right. So let's see here. Speaking on Pedro, apparently there's a lot of discussion about whether or not. I think a lot of this stuff has to do with like people were talking about like Pedro Pascal's like contract agreements and his price to have him.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
but I mean, it would kind of, so Disney is allegedly
Allegedly.
Disney is turning Mando season 4 into a movie and calling it a day after the what they're claiming to be exorbitant contract price for Pedro Pascal for season 3. Now, I mean, ultimately, like they could do nothing. The way season 3 ended, they could just call it a day, and it would be a good end to the story. But
Well, where can they go on after the ending of season 3? There'd
yeah,
have to be a finale of sorts then.
yeah, but yeah, Mando is one of the most watched television series, at least on Disney
Speaking of
Plus.
which- Hold on. So, apparently, Disney, in their infamous wisdom, essentially they retconned one of the older Star Wars. They basically retconned one of the older movies to fit with Mando. I didn't look too much into it since it was a vague article,
Yeah,
but apparently Disney retconned so the Mandalorian actually fit better into the Star Wars established canon from like back then. Like, I can reread the article, throw it in the pages for another time. but-
mm-hmm.
So we'll
Yeah.
see what that ramifications that causes.
So, but spoiler warning, if you haven't fully watched season 3, the way Mando ended, he officially adopted Grogu.
This is the way.
So now his name is Din Grogu. He's now being trained as a bounty hunt, as a Mandalorian bounty hunter. So hopefully we'll start to see some slight armor add on. But the way, back to the spoiler of how it ended, the sun was set on, I can't remember the planet. But it's where Carl Weathers is now the leader or president or whatever. Mando has his own place, and he's sitting with his feet up on his porch, and Grogu's in the yard torturing frogs.
Playing with his lunch.
Yeah, playing with his lunch like he always does. But I don't think we have a number on what he was getting paid for season 3. But from what I heard, he wasn't there a whole lot on set for season 3 because he was also doing his stunt double was in the suit because he was doing The Last of Us. He was also filming The Last of Us. So I could see why Disney is like, okay, we're just going to kind of end all this if, he wants this exorbitant amount just to be a voice actor.
But on the another side, he's the GD Mandalorian too. He's infamous. He's famous. Everyone loves him because it's Pedro Pascal. He's a fucking pleasure.
Disney, I mean, we're talking Disney here. They don't give a shit.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But it could make sense since Ahsoka is coming out soon too, which I'm excited
the end of
for.
this month, right?
Late August, yeah. But I'm excited. Being a long-term Clone Wars and Rebels fan, I'm excited. Brendan, you still need to watch at least Rebels, because it's a little bit. It's because Ahsoka said a little bit after Rebels ended, so I think, and if anything, try to catch up on Rebels.
I haven't even started Rebels.
I'm just saying, if you want to understand Ahsoka, I mean,
the whole Rebels and Clone War thing, something that long, I don't think a whole lot of people are going to go back and really get into.
Oh, dude. I mean, probably, but fuck, one of the things I can just give you a long TLDR just to get you caught up.
So, well, I mean, we can do that another time.
I mean, just like anytime off camera, whatever. Just if you guys plan on watching Ahsoka, I can give you the TLDR.
Okay. We'll talk about it. But according to insiders, Lucas and Disney are concerned because the ongoing Writers Guild of America and Screen Actors Guild. Oh, the strike with all the actors and writers and actors are on strike. Filoni and Favreau would not be able to complete 2 more seasons of the show needed to set up the base for the Mandalorian's originally planned film. So they're streamlining it. I'm spaced on the word that I was trying to think of for it to shorten it. They're fast tracking. Sorry, that's it. They're fast tracking, and they're blaming the strike for it.
Can we just get along?
Well, so here's a couple things on this. I feel like they can't do anything, with it anyways, with the writers on strike, because it's been written as a series.
Yeah.
So, and it says, right here that, Favreau and Filoni have already written as a series. So you have, 8 episodes, 10 episodes, hour long. You have 8 to 10 hours worth of content. So that's all going to need cut. That's all going to need rewrites. It's going to need a ton of stuff for it to
valid
do. So that they're trying to say that this is, to try and get around this strike and stuff. This isn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep. So
Now I do see, that they did state that each episode costs around $15 million to make.
Holy hell.
So, at 10 episodes deep a season, you're looking at almost $250 million.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And I mean, all right. So according to this article, which is it? Is it being turned into a movie sooner because of the strike, or is it being turned into a movie sooner because of Pedro's contract?
Well, I don't even think that that's just because of Pedro's contract. I think that the 15 million is like just that's what it takes to make these episodes with all the
No, I get what you're saying, but this article makes it seem like season 4 is going to be a movie because of the financial obligations to Pedro's contract. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, I don't know. Now I'm starting to wonder about this article here. So, but I mean, we'll just have to, we're never going to get an actual statement from Disney on this. Favreau and Filoni might hint towards some things, but I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. As far as the strike, I don't know where they're at on the strike. I haven't been following the strike, so we don't know how close they are to actually like ending it or anything.
They're not
Probably-
even in talks. They're not even in talks.
They're not even in talk. So we don't. This could go on for much, much longer. We'll just have to keep our eyes and ears open and see what comes up.
Yes.
All right, that's recording.
This is the way.
Cover this last story, and then feed my angry wife.
No.
Make breakfast. Pancakes on the Blackstone usually makes her happy. So
Good.
Me and Sam will be there in 45 minutes.
oh man. So this last one here.
Yeah.
So all right. So for our final story, this one's pretty, and I wonder how long until we see on, I'm sorry, it's not Twitter anymore, on X. How long until we see the Sony fanboys freaking out about not having this on there?
Oh my gosh.
Well, listen, dude, if you spend any time on X or Facebook in the console groups, the console war is still going strong.
Not one thing is the other.
I myself have moved past it.
I wouldn't call it a war anymore. It's just kind of like,
It's just bashing each other. It's pretty
It
much what it
is.
comes to. And my whole thing is like Xbox fanboys have nothing to brag about because Microsoft has made sure that there's like no reason to even own an Xbox, just have a PC.
right? Because you can do everything
But-
on PC now that you can do on shitbox.
Yeah. So Discord has announced it's rolling out Stream to Discord for Xbox, allowing you to stream directly from your Xbox XS or One. This news marks the first implementation of a console streaming directly to Discord, which has only been available for PC and mobile gamers. Xbox has typically received new Discord features before its competitor, such as the connect directly to Discord voice, which we found out earlier, Steve, only works for PS5.
Yeah.
You previous gen people.
Listen,
Listen,
But-
hey, don't get salty, dude. Like there's still a large group of people that feel that with games still being released on PS4, there's no reason to upgrade just yet.
I mean, I know that next year I have till, and this is gonna sound shitty, but my main motivation, but and plus I deserve a new console, but because 14 for a new expansion, so I definitely want to be on PS5 by then.
Yeah. Keep up or you're going to be stuck with those low res grapes.
Oh god, put that faster low time, bud.
Oh, man. But
Hate you guys.
listen, 1080p with HDR still looks really good. I mean, that's
So
what
my other games look fantastic with
I
my
mean,
HDR. So
PS5, that's what I stream to. Because my Elgato HD 60X, so it'll do 1080, 1440, and I think 4K pass through. But if I want HDR, I think it stops at 1080. Which I mean, so, and I was playing with it the other night. So 1080 is your resolution size. HDR is your depth of color. How vibrant, contrast, how good things look. I could have bigger resolution or I can have more depth. And I just
I go for depth.
Yeah, the depth looks good. 1080p still looks stellar. So there's really, yeah, I mean, you guys really don't have much of a reason to be in a rush to upgrade to current gen.
I mean, I'd love to utilize my 4K TV, but also I'll take the depth of color for
Yeah.
now over that.
So, but it's
Eventually I'll get one.
Stream, hold on, you can choose to stream your game to your friends. Nitro subscribers will notice their streams appear in HD and up to 1080p. Stream to Discord is now available for Xbox insiders and will be rolling out soon to all Xbox players. The Insider Hub app is available for anyone to download through the Xbox Store. Discord also claims they are far from finished with their Xbox integration and will have more announcements later in the year. This might be Microsoft justifying buying an Xbox now.
LOL.
I mean, listen, and it's something Rob and I have talked about a lot of, to get into the PC gaming space, there's a high threshold. It's a high threshold to get in, but you can expand that life of those PC parts. And one thing that, and Rob and I have talked about doing videos on this and stuff, and I know there are several other YouTube channels that do it. They're taking these 6th, 7th, 8th gen Intel CPUs, the Dell Optiplex computers that everyone had at school. They're i5s, i7s. They're dropping, I mean, even 1660 graphics cards, all the way up to 26 series graphics cards. And they're still like Cyberpunk 2077, 720p with mid settings. It's playable in between the 40 to 50 frames per second,
which is great.
Yeah. And then your esports titles, Fortnite, Call of Duty, they're doing 1080p mid to high settings with anywhere between 50 to 90 frames per second. So of course that means, I want to get in there and play with that stuff because I'm a hands-on type person. I want to play with this stuff too, but if they're rolling this out and it's giving people a reason to justify having their Xboxes still, So it seems like Microsoft's trying to right their ship a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
So can I play like devil's advocate here?
Sure.
I guess so, kind of like devil's advocate. What is Sony doing?
Um,
And
Sony.
the reason I ask this, Sony, what was it? I think it was in March, was part of Discord's like donor program, and I thought donated like $100 million or something like that. It's like some ungodly amount of money to Discord.
um,
Hmm.
so it was. So this was something I was going to do a separate video on because I still need to gather it together. But PlayStation just rolled out a beta patch, and it's good for people like me. Their Dolby Atmos, you know, the up-firing speakers. My Sony soundbar has that, but the sound engine that the PlayStation 5 uses doesn't support Dolby Atmos.
Hmm.
One of the features that they rolled out in this beta patch, which I was hoping to be able to, I was hoping to be selected for, was Dolby Atmos support. There was also various other things that they added into that. I think some of them were even accessibility options. If they do that, unless you're a movie cinema purist, you have no reason to go out and buy a $300 to $700 4K Blu-ray player.
Nope.
Because the PlayStation 5 handles 4K movies great. But to have that Dolby Atmos add-on would be something, you know, next tier in enjoying home cinema. So,
I mean, I like my audio too for movies and my cinematic adventures, but not all that crazy shit.
yeah. I mean, so
So-
Sony's still rolling out minor features like that for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
But
I
it's-
mean, I get that, but like what I was getting at was Sony bought a minority stake in Discord.
Yeah.
Sony invested $100 million into Discord. Up until what was it? I think in March or in May,
Mhm.
we had an update. We couldn't even get into voice chats on Discord on Sony, on PlayStation. They invested in them in like 2021. Like this isn't something new.
Yeah.
This is something that's been around for like a year and a half, 2 years, and I mean, we literally just are starting to get small features on the PlayStation with Discord, whereas Xbox is getting all these features, but Sony has a minority stake in Discord. Like, what's going
yeah.
on here?
Well, I mean, it's like I've been saying, dude, ever since Sony moved their headquarters to California, they moved out of Japan and into California. Company's gone downhill. When I
California.
when I finished Horizon Forbidden West, wasn't that long ago. It was after the passing of Lance Reddick. That final scene of the game that he was in, his character that he voice acted, I screenshot it. I went to tweet it with one of the hashtags being RIP Lance Reddick. But because Dick is in his last name, PlayStation won't allow it.
Wow.
So they spend so much fucking time curbing and couching people's language. Just no, stop. Quit worrying about little things like that. And yeah, worry about the $100 million you just put into a company where your competitor is getting the features first.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
How about no?
But yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just like, what are we? Why did you invest all this money, all this time, all this effort into Discord if we're not even going to get the features?
Because it's another avenue of curbing your language.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm afraid.
No.
I'm a freedom of speech absolutist. That's why I comment in with my shit like that. So I don't know. I mean, I'll dig through. I'll see what I can find as far as PlayStation and Sony and Discord. Because, like you said, $100 million. That's a big chunk of change just for you to leave sitting on that table where your competitors get.
Right? It's a
100,
waste.
100 million in investments on top of buying a minority stake.
We shall see.
Of course, do you know who also owns a stake? Who is also a stakeholder for Discord, Rob? Your favorite.
Samsung.
Yeah, your favorite company.
I know.
The Chinese.
And that was a good place to end that recording.
Zip it.
So,
Oh,
all right. Well, that was a good show. I like that, guys. Minus our little audio problems and having to restart the show because I left I left an audio source on somewhere that it took me a while to find.
I mean, those are things that happen.
We got to look into new music. Harris Heller's music isn't playing on the startup screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that.
I'll dig around too. Maybe we'll switch it up from YouTube to it's not Spotify.
Spotify.
Is it Spotify he has his channel on?
He has it on everywhere, but
Okay.
it's easier to integrate through Spotify.
All right. I'll work on playing with that. And I'm also going to work on actually, Rob, if you have time, can you change weekly update in Stream Elements, like all of our overlays and stuff?
Yes, sir.
If you could change weekly update to Beans and Beards, even though you don't drink coffee.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, bud. I'm going to work on getting the beta patch together so I can do my little separate video on that.
Alright.
Because I've been looking into a Sony 4K Blu-ray player, but the good one that supports Dolby Atmos and all that stuff is like $280, $320, somewhere in that price range. And if they roll out Dolby Atmos for the PlayStation 5, I have no reason to invest that money into a 4K Blu-ray player.
No, that makes
Yeah, it's just I'm not a home cinema purist, you know what I mean? I mean, these are the guys that will spend like, I know you guys aren't going to really believe this, but I've seen it. There's HDMI cables that are like $200 to $500.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rob, were you
Wow.
talking, Rob?
No, I was talking underneath my breath.
Oh, I was going to say, I seen your mouth open, but nothing was picked up. I was like, oh, come on. Don't tell me there's audio problems again.
No, I'm messing with something and it's not working right.
Oh. So,
So
all right, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Beans and
Thanks.
Beards episode 3 is done. It's in the wraps. Rob now gets to kick me because now he has a bunch of editing to do after all these files I send him. But be back tomorrow night. Steve's going to be playing 7 Remake again. Tuesday night, I will be back with God of War. And yeah, actually, we're on Twitch right now. So if you just go over to schedule, I actually still need to change that because it says that Steve's playing Drake or Uncharted still. So I need to change
don't
that.
speak about that ever again.
Oh my God, Rob, if you could go back and watch him do that ending, that final confrontation.
Bullshit.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Hate you.
Do you
Anyways,
though? Do you?
no, but still.
Oh man. Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a good day. Go enjoy, you two go enjoy your kids. I'm sure you got stuff going on today. like I said, please be back here tomorrow. Steve's going to be back 8 o'clock. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
Peace.
Bye.